In a briefing to reporters here in Washington, Chinese ambassador to the United States, Cui Tiankai, talks about the fact that it's a real honor to host U.S. President Donald Trump as the first world leader after the 19th Party Congress. He says this will be a visit that combines the state visit, traditional pomp and circumstance, with the private conversations between these two leaders, who, of course, had extensive talks at Mar-a-Lago that they will build on.
The two presidents did have very good conversation at Mar-a-Lago. A very long and productive conversation there. Of course, we do not always 100% agree to all the foreign policies of the U.S. And maybe it is also true that the United States does not always 100% with our foreign policy. That's why we need this high-level communication. We need better coordination.
But Ambassador Cui does not anticipate that these two leaders will see eye to eye 100% on their respective foreign policies. In terms of main topics of discussions, Cui Tiankai anticipates that these two leaders will talk extensively about the Korean nuclear issue and the U.S. China cooperation around that issue, as well as bilateral trade. On trade and economic affairs, he says he does expect that these two leaders will announce significant outcomes. And he points out that the trade deficit that Donald Trump uses to measure U.S. China economic relations really is an unfair measure, because so many items in the supply chain are assembled in China but not made in China. Asked about U.S. accusations about China's, quote, predatory economic behavior, here is what he had to say.
I think when people are saying these things about China, they might just look into the mirror. And it might be describing themselves.
And on the DPRK nuclear issue, the ambassador says he blames Pyongyang for not doing more to get back to the negotiating table, but also Washington, he says, needs to do more to get back to the negotiating table. He says China, for its part, is doing everything it can, and it is not the sole party to solve this problem. Jessica Stone, CGTN, Washington.